Hamadakyapi. Today we are going to be creating this map of the Great Sioux Nation. As you can see in green, the 9 reservations that we have today from the 1889 land grab, as well as the blue here is the Great Muddy, or the Missouri River, and then this black line is the Dakota Access pipeline that was approved in January 2017. This will be hitting in your state standards sub-indicator 1.2 and the Ochedi-Shakoi essential understandings 1.2 and 1.1 and 1.2 of land and resiliency. Alright, so let's get started. This is what it's going to look like in the end. It looks a little overwhelming, but it's not too bad. It's going to be a lot of drawing. So we're in Microsoft Word, open a blank document, and then we need to go to layout first, change our orientation to landscape. Alright, once we have landscape, the next thing we're going to do is insert the picture that I have uploaded for you on Edmodo. Alright, and in mine it's called Treaty Land. I encourage you to watch this video first before anything else, okay? It's because I'm going to make mistakes. Alright, so watch it first. It may save you some time. So what I did there is I clicked on the picture and I held Control and E, and what it did is it centered it for me. Okay, so I centered the picture. It's just a little shortcut. You can press Control L, and that's where it starts, but Control E. Alright, so now we have this map, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw our boundaries onto this map. Alright, so what we need to do is we're going to insert shapes, and we're going to do this is the drawing line, alright, the scribble line. So click on the scribble line. What you're going to do is start here in the corner, and you're just going to do your best to follow all the way along this line. And what this line is, it's the Great Sioux Nation, which was agreed upon in the 1851 treaty. As you can see, it extends all the way into Wyoming and a little bit of Montana, and all the way up to the Heart River. Alright, what the Heart River is the little river right south of Mandan, like a half a mile south of Mandan. Alright, so that's a lot of land. And then it encompasses all of western South Dakota. Here we are along the Missouri. Okay, and then it even goes into Nebraska. Alright, right now I'm drawing in Nebraska. So this is a huge land base that was agreed upon in the original 1851 Horse Creek Treaty at Fort Laramie. I kind of messed up there. We're just going to keep going. Alright, so there we go. Alright, it's going to show up like that. But right now, we'll format it later, but we just want no fill. Alright, so now we have our first line. If you click on the outer box and you press Control X, it'll delete it for you. And then you have the outline of the Great Sioux Nation, but we're just going to press Control V and bring it right back up as our guide. Alright, the next thing we can do is we can draw the state lines here. So with the borders, we could do just some straight lines here. Okay, there's one. We'll insert another one. Shapes, straight line. Okay, that's another straight line. I could do another one. Shapes, straight line, straight across North and South Dakota. Insert another one. Straight line, straight across South Dakota and Nebraska up until the river. Alright, and I think that's about all the straight lines I can do for the states. Did I get this line? No, I did not. I could do the northern border of North Dakota and Canada. Okay, so now I have the straight lines for the states, and what we're going to need to do is finish drawing the states using our free form. Okay, so we're going to start here in the North Dakota border, and we're just going to draw all the way along the side as best you can. It's not going to be perfect, but just do the best you can to stay along the lines. Let the lines guide, and we'll just keep going all the way along Nebraska here. Okay, so do I have my state boundaries? Yes. So these are the states. We have Montana up here, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Oh, as you can see, I missed some of Nebraska. So Control V, that'll post it right back. I need my shapes and my free form. And once I'm there, I am going to draw the rest of Nebraska. Alright, so now that we have that, the next thing we can do is draw in our reservations. So this yellow here from your map, that's the 1851 Fort Laramie boundaries. As you can tell, we had a lot of land. Alright, so now what happened was in 1889, North and South Dakota wanted to become states. So they brought commissioners to our reservations, and they wanted our land. And what happened was a lot of the things got, the commissioners used some underhanded tactics in order to take our land. Like, for one, is all native males. It was supposed to be 3/4 of Native American males had to sign to allow our lands to be lost. So what the commission did is they had non-native men who were married to native men sign, was one. And they threatened that if they didn't sign, they were going to lose their land anyway, as well as their rations. Alright, so the rations at that time was how they were surviving, because natives had to be on the reservation. They could not leave. They were considered hostile, so they could not hunt anymore. So a lot of, and they also lied about the commission. They also lied about how many signatures they actually had. And they said that it's pretty much a done deal as far as having the amount of signatures that they had. Let's check. Whoops. Do that. Click on that, and we will check where we're at. Okay, so we have a little bit of Cheyenne River, Standing Rock, we have Pine Ridge, Rosebud, we have Lower Brule, and Crow Creek. Here we need Yankton, Sisseton, Flandreau, and the rest of Standing Rock and Cheyenne River. Alright, so we'll draw that the best we can. Alright, there's one. Insert shapes, another, and we will draw in Yankton. Okay, there's Yankton. And then when you draw them complete, they will fill, and we don't need them filled right now. Let's draw another one. Free form. This is Sisseton, Wapton, Oyate. Okay. And they're a little bit of North Dakota and South Dakota, so no fill on that one. Let's check again. We're going to check. Control X, we'll delete it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 of our reservations drawn into our document. Alright, and we have our state boundaries and the Great Sioux Nation boundaries. Next thing we're going to do is draw in the river, Missouri River, also called the Great Muddy, and then we're going to draw in the Dakota Access pipeline. Alright, so as you can see, this huge blue line is the river. So what we're going to do again is we're going to use our free form, and we're just going to draw the best we can along the Great Muddy. Okay. Oh, we kind of lose it there. That's the Dakota Access lines. This is, in this part, this green, we didn't draw it, but it's the Mandan Hidatsa Arikara Nation. Alright, so this is the Missouri River. Okay. Doing the best I can just to trace along this line. Okay, so we did that. The next thing we need to do is draw the Dakota Access pipeline. From our map, it's this line here, the dotted line. So let's get back into our shapes, freeform, and we will start drawing the Dakota Access pipeline. That's where it went under the river right there north of Cannonball. Originally meant to be south of Bismarck, or north of Bismarck, I believe, but moved it south to the north of Standing Rock, and then we were told it was safe after that. So, alright, so now we should have all of our reservations, everything we need. Press X. Okay, so now we have our Great Sioux Nation, we have the state of North and South Dakota, and we have our 9 reses after the 1889 land grab, and we have the Dakota Access pipeline. So first, let's draw the Missouri River. So what you're going to do is click on the Missouri River. You're in Format Shape over here. If Format Shape doesn't pop up, you need to right click and Format Shape, and then this will pop up over here. So our line will be, let's make it a little bit bigger. See how when we weight it, it gets bigger. I think 3.5 looks pretty good, and this is already blue because that was our default color. Alright, and the next thing, let's draw the state lines. So the state lines will be black, and we'll weight those to about, I think 225 will work. So we'll have to go and change all of the state lines. And I did it before where I was formatting each line while I went along, but it's a lot easier just to do it like this. And just click on the lines, change them to 2.25, and since they're the state lines, we will make them black. Okay, so here is black, and then 2.25 again, and then we have another line hanging out in here. Oh, let's just try that. See, no, that ended up being the Missouri River. See, it clicks on the Missouri River. I'm trying to get that smaller line in there. Oh well, we'll leave it for now. Alright, the next thing is we'll click on the Dakota Access line and we will make that black as well. The black snake. Alright, so let's make that big as well, 3.75. Okay, the next line is let's do the Great Sioux Nation. So the Great Sioux Nation was the land that we had agreed upon in the 1851 treaty. We'll make that green. Alright. And with the Great Sioux Nation, because we enclosed these on the end, we could also fill it, right? So I press solid fill, but we want to do a lighter green, make it a lighter green. So it looks like that, all right? We could also do that with the states, I imagine. Maybe not. But anyway, with the Great Sioux Nation, we can do that. Our reservation lines, let's make them red. And we will weight them at about 1.5. Looks like it'll be good. And change all of these to red. 1.5. Okay, red. 1.5. 1.5 and red. this line. Oh, it's not letting me click on that northern Rosebud line. Let me click on that one, but there you go. Okay, red 1.5, Yankton 0.5, so this is Crow Creek and Lower Brule. They're split by the river. Okay, this is Siston-Wapton, and if you're paying attention at home, we're missing a reservation, right? There are 9 of them. We have Standing Rock, Cheyenne River, that's 2, Rosebud here, Pine Ridge 3 and 4, Siston-Wapton 5, Lower Brule here 6, Crow Creek 7, and Yankton 8. We are missing one, and that is Flandreau. Right, so Flandreau kind of looks like a triangle, and Flandreau is kind of pressed up against the state line of Iowa. So with that, we can change that again to our lines. Alright, so now we have all of our lines drawn, and now what we need to do is label it. So if you've been in my class, you know text boxes. So insert shapes, text box, and first one we will write is Missouri River. And I shift and then it highlights everything. Control B, Control E, we'll put that in the middle of our text box, and then format it a little bit so that you don't want to go too far. If you go too far, it'll cut off river, but we want to keep it like that. And then we do want to, no, hold on. We want to go to our shapes. We have a solid line here, and let's weight it to about 1.25. Alright, and what we could do is just Control C and then Control V, and we could use these as we go. So we can put one here by Siston-Wapton, one here by Flandreau, one by Yankton, one by Crow Creek, one by Lower Brule, one by Rosebud, one by Pine Ridge. Make a couple more. Control V, Cheyenne River, Standing Rock, as well as the Dakota Access pipeline. So as we go, we can access pipeline, and then you're gonna have to reformat depending on how big your words are. So this is the Siston-Wapton Oyate. Oyate just means the nation or the people. Flandreau. And this is Yankton. Rosebud. And let's make these a little bit smaller. Rosebud. Okay. This one is Lower Brule. Cool Wichasha, which kind of means Brule is like, I think it's a French person or a French word, and the way the Lakota call it is the Cool Wichasha, the lower man. I don't know the story behind that. And then Cheyenne River, our neighbors to the south, and us, Standing Rock. And we could do these all in Lakota. Right now I want, first let's do it in English. Okay, so we're just going to draw little lines that, and we could just Control V, oh no, Control X, hit our line, Control C, Control V, and just make a bunch of lines too, because what we're going to do is we're just going to move them underneath where they need to go. Maybe this line will go over here. It'll be better on this side. Okay. Lord Brule line. Maybe Lord Brule doesn't need a line, but we'll do one. Crow Creek maybe does not need a line either. Got a line hanging out in there. Yankton. Rosebud, let's move these on the outside. And maybe we'll move that over so we have more of a line there. We could do the same with Steinrock. We can move that up here. Line there, come there. Oh, I put Crow Creek. Okay, and we need one more. Control C, Control V. Whoops. Need one more for the Oglala. They used to be the Pine Ridge Res. I think they changed themselves to the Oglala Sioux tribe. I think. Don't quote me on that. Okay, black. That's 1.25. We will do all that to all of the lines and make them black. There's probably an easier way to do this, but this is the way I've found. Like I said, it's my first year teaching computers, but we will do it this way for now. Okay, we have all of our lines, I believe. Alright, nope, that's Crow Creek and Lord Brule. Okay, now we got all of our lines. Alright, so we have everything labeled except for the Great Sioux Nation, and what we're going to do is we're going to insert another text box. Shapes text box. We'll put it right there. Great Sioux Nation is what it was called. We'll bold that, make it a little bit bigger. We kind of really want it to stand out. Alright, and then we don't want in our shape options under fill, we want no fill, and that way it'll just set in there. But then we want to take this one out. Back to our shape options and no line. Oh. And maybe we'll move it so that you can see it better. Kind of contrast with that state line there. If we change the font color maybe to maybe a dark green. Yeah, change it to a dark green. Alright, so now we have our map. We have our 9 reservations, we have the Missouri River, and the Dakota Access pipeline. So the next thing we need to do is create a key. So we're going to insert another text box right here. Alright, so green is the Great Sioux Nation, established in the 1851 Fort Laramie Treaty, sometimes called the Horse Creek Treaty. Alright, the red is the reservations established after the 1889 land grab. And then the blue is the Missouri River. I I on that when I'm typing that, Missouri River. And then black is the Dakota Access pipeline, otherwise known as the Black Snake Dakota Access pipeline. Alright, and then we will just change those fonts to what they asked, or what they're labeled. So that's green. We'll go to red. We'll go to blue. And we'll keep that one black. Alright, we could, maybe would it stand out more if we bold those? Yeah. Let's bold those. So if you just highlight them and Control B, it'll bold it for you. A little shortcut there. And this is what you have. We created a map of the Great Sioux Nation, the land that we once had, and then it shows how much land we lost. And then the Missouri River, as well as the Dakota Access pipeline that was approved on in January. We'll put on January 2017. Okay, if you have any questions, please raise your hand and let me know. Alright, so file, save as. I have all kind. I save it in all kinds of places, but you can just save on your documents. So save it in my computer 2 file, and we'll call this Dakota Access map, I guess. And then put your name on it. Save, upload to Edmodo. Thank you very much.